Okay, so we set to go. So, dalam kelas ni kita ada 4 student lah. So we have new student. New student lah. You register this semester kan? Puan Siti dengan Mr. John. And kita ada next student from previous semester. Puan Farah dengan Puan Beatrice lah. So welcome Mr. John and Siti to the new semester, and welcome back again Farah and Beatrice. So we hope this semester kita punya perjalanan ni lebih smooth lagi lah. Okay. So due to the lack of due to the limitation of because we supposed to jumpa once in 2 weeks only. So that means in that time we need to cover 2. So since kita need to cover the previous meeting, sometimes I akan kelas online lah. So lebih mudah untuk all arrange the time during malam lah, weekdays. So during weekdays 1 hour macam tu enough for one lecture. We don't need till 3 hours lah. Most of the time after the lecture I'll give you some exercise, then you will do on your own lah. So most of the time you will learn by yourself. So Farah and Beatrice, you know my style of teaching. But if you have any question or if you want to have additional hour for tutorial, semua tu nanti kita akan buat lah. So just to prepare for the assessment midterm and also the final exam lah. Okay. So before I start, may I berkenalan dulu dengan yang 2 student ni, Mr. John dengan Siti. I just want to know your background lah. Whether you have work experience ataupun terus sambung dari degree kah, direct pergi master lah.
Hello, Dr. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, just now I joined it because I had to install WebEx. I didn't know we used this platform. I thought it was Microsoft Teams, so that's why it took a while.
Okay.
So my background is I came from electrical electronic engineering, and I have like 1-2 years work experience IT related stuff.
Okay. Now you're
And
working?
I teaching markers.
Now you're working?
Yeah, working.
Okay.
At near airport area, IT technician only, maintain simulator. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, John. So you are local here?
No, I'm from Malacca.
Oh, so you stay in KK lah?
KK, right.
Okay. So Puan Siti dia masih di luar. So you can type lah in the WhatsApp your background only lah, so that I can know what to expect from the new student lah. So maybe your background is lah, you're working now or you just finish your degree? Oh, mungkin dia ni. Okay, it's okay. So we will continue with the lecture. So in the first session, normally I cover the basic overview of the course lah. So this is consider new to all the computer science. We design the course so that you will be able to use the tools for data modeling and for data analysis lah. There are some coding required in this course, but you will learn slowly. We use the R software in order to do the modeling, but soon you will um, master some of them, if not all of them. Okay, so my background, I got my degree from Polytechnic University in Brooklyn in the field of computer science, and continue my master in computer science also in Michigan, Western Michigan University. And then when I came back, I worked with UMS, and after that, I do my PhD in computer science also from York University in UK. So it has been like 24 years already with UMS. So almost want to retire already lah. 6 more years lah. Okay. So I hope in this class you will learn more about data mining and machine learning, how to use the machine learning tools to perform the knowledge discovery. Okay. Doing the data mining things lah. So this is a quite popular topic, especially those who are working in the data analysis industry. So I've been invited also to handle few courses for the public and also for the private sector. For example, the Cybersecurity Malaysia and also the Sabah State Computer, the Jabatan Komputer Negeri Sabah lah. Okay. So let me go over the overview of the course. Before that, do you have any question? No?
No question.
Okay.
So
No,
far,
Doctor.
no, Doctor.
Okay. So for today punya plan, we will look into the overview of machine learning and also the cost logistic, and I will give you an overview of machine learning. The heart of data mining is the machine learning. We use machine learning algorithm to perform data mining, and as a whole, it is called knowledge discovery. So why do we learn machine learning? Of course, this is part of the requirement for you to graduate. Um, Most important part is machine learning is part of the AR 4.0, in which big data analytics use machine learning to perform the data modeling and also data analysis. So in order for us to be able to perform the data mining and also data analysis, we have to understand the basic foundation of machine learning, which algorithm to be used for which kind of data analysis. So it's highly dependent on what data you want to analyze. So machine learning is a hot topic now because they are used in many areas, especially in food security, precision farming. So all the data acquired from the sensor, and once you get all the data here, you need to do some data pre-processing. Then from there we can perform the prediction. Okay, and also based on the knowledge that we get, then we can implement some of the policy or the strategic plan that we can do in order to increase the food production, okay, or to sustain the food security. So this is the application in precision agriculture. We also have the machine learning in healthcare. So you can perform disease identification and diagnosis, disease classification. You also can do disease prediction, outbreak of the disease based on the history that we have or capture. You could also personalize medical treatment based on the profile of the patient. So depending on the profile of the patient, we can personalize the medical treatment based on previous history. Okay? We could also perform medical imaging like performing image classification using the deep learning CNN. Okay, and also we can look at the structure of the structure of the drugs by comparing the structure of no comparing the structure of the protein. So all of this can be we can use machine learning to perform all of this function. So first we look at the smart farming, then we look at the smart healthcare, and next one there are also some application used in education. Like we look at the personalized learning based on how fast we learn, and then we look at the um, machine translation of course content. So this is more on bilingual or multilingual translation. We also have the AI tutor. Based on the question that you have, they will try to answer your question. Then they will try to map the closest answer that they can. Uh, Immediate feedback is similar to the chatbot. And then we also have creating customized learning content based on how fast you learn. So all of this, we could apply machine learning to improve our learning in any of the subject. Okay, so these are the course learning outcome. So the first one, we expect you to learn about the concept and the technique in machine learning. So basically, we are looking at your knowledge and also your understanding. So this is more on your understanding on which algorithm should be used in order to analyze your data set. And the second one, of course, we will look at your practical skill. So we look at all the um, algorithm, how do you use them, what command to be used, and then what method to be used. So we will also assess you based on your practical skill. And lastly, we look at the ability to explain the model and also how to evaluate the model that you use. So this is more on solving problem. So you need to demonstrate the analytical and also numeracy skill or the critical thinking. So this is problem solving. So we look at your knowledge, we look at your practical skill, and also we look at your problem solving skill. You cannot do the problem solving if you do not understand, and you cannot do the practical if you do not have the knowledge. So the first one is the most important part lah. Understand all the methods and also the algorithm that we have. Okay? So basically, we will learn all of this. We today we will cover this. On Thursday we will cover this. So we will learn regression. We will learn clustering, deep learning models, tree and rules, linear model, distance based, probabilistic, and then ensemble. So all of this will be your main ingredient for this machine learning. Um, we call it data mining using machine learning. So basically, the task that we want to do is data mining, but we apply machine learning to perform the data mining. So these are all the by week lecture that will be having. And the way I assess you will be based on the assignment 20%, practical percent. So we have the assignment yang paling banyak lah. So maybe ada 6 assignment, dan practical ni mungkin ada 4 lah. And the quizzes ni normally I have 5 of them lah. And then the midterm we will have the midterm in week 7 or week 8. So it will cover half of the semester, and the final exam will cover the rest of the semester, the 7 weeks tu lah. So I may cover the one that cover in the first 7 weeks. I haven't asked you in the midterm. Okay, so basically this midterm and also the final exam will cover all the courses that we have. So we have around 11 to 12 lecture. So sometimes we cannot match the time, or you miss the lecture. So every time you miss the lecture, then you need to provide the short course letter lah. So as long as you provide the short course letter and you catch up with the lecture, then it's okay with me. Okay, so this is just for formality, because the faculty will check the file cost. So they will look at how many percentage of time you miss the class. So if you have the short course letter, at least they will not bar you from taking the exam. Okay, for late submission, if you over the due date, then you only can get 50% full mark. Okay. In most cases, I normally extend the due date lah, because we all working. So I'll understand that you need more time. Okay. After 1 or 2 extension, but you still have not submitted, I cannot do anything. So I'll try to accommodate your time limitation by having the due date, and then try to extend if you really need them. I suggest janganlah too many extension, because it will fill up all the assignment due date, and you'll be in trouble lah, trying to solve everything in a short time. Okay, any question? Okay, so we'll continue.
Dokter,
Yes.
untuk arus software itu nanti kami download sendiri atau ada spesifik?
Dia free, jadi you can Google and then you can download R Studio. Okay, so you Google for R Studio. So they have the latest version tu lah, so you can download sendiri.
Oke, dokter.
Dia open source tu, so free lah. Okay.
Oke.
Dia every month or every 2 months dia update to new version lah. Jadi, but still yang old version tu you can still use lah. Okay. So I recommend you to download the R Studio. Okay. They have R software and also the R Studio lah. But the R Studio, they have a better environment or better GUI compared to yang R software saja, they are boring sebab the text saja. They tidak GUI. So any other question?
Dr. Reina.
Yeah.
So our classes are limited also, right? Because we are doing every alternate week.
Yeah.
So our next quiz is it next class or the next third class? Because there's 5 quiz, right?
You talking about quiz?
Quiz.
Okay. Normally the quiz I will have it online.
Oh.
So maybe after the third third lecture, then I'll pause the quiz. So I'll fix the time when you should finish the quiz lah. So,
Okay.
normally I will put up the quiz like 1 week. So you have 1 week to finish the quiz. Once you log in, then you have 10 minutes only to finish. You have around 2 days to take your time to read first, and then once you're ready, then you take the quiz. So similar to the assignment. So the assignment normally I posted like 2 weeks before the due date, so you can submit through the ITEL system lah. Okay, so all the notes and also the recording of the lecture, all the quizzes, all the assignment, all the practical that you need to submit, all must be submitted through the itel.ums.edu.my. Are you familiar with the ITEL? Or last time they call it Smart Version 3. Okay, so I think John and Siti, you are first time kan?
Yeah. It's
So,
Moodle, right?
sorry?
Using Moodle, right? As the LMS
Yeah,
background. Oh, okay. I think I know.
Okay, so they changed the name, but the logical setting are all the same. So so last semester we use Smart Version 3, but now they convert them into ITEL, but the logical setting of the whole environment are still the same. We have all the assignment, all the quizzes online. You can all the recorded session also I will put there lah, the link to the YouTube, so you can check back when you need to do some revision. Any other question? Okay. So I'll go faster. I don't want to make you stay late. Okay, so I'll go with the overview of the machine learning. So what is machine learning? Okay, so normally machine learning is associated with so many things like business intelligence, data mining, knowledge discovery, statistics, and AI. But when we look at the definition of machine learning, they are referring to an algorithm that learn your data. Okay, so basically they are focusing on the development of computer program that can access data and use the data to learn some pattern from data. Okay, so how do they learn the data? They look at the frequent pattern based on the statistics. So of course, use statistics in order to build the machine learning. Okay, so when we talk about statistics, we look at how do we collect, organize, and analyze the numerical information from the data. So we can say that machine learning applies statistics in order to learn the data that they have. Okay, so we say data mining. Data mining is actually a process in which we try to extract frequent pattern, or try to learn new pattern from our data. So we can say that we use machine learning in order to extract the frequent pattern that we have from our data. Okay, so we apply machine learning. So when people ask you what is the difference between data mining and machine learning, so we say we perform data mining by using machine learning. And we also have this AI. So AI refer to a science to develop a system or software to mimic or try to imitate human intelligence, like vision, natural language processing, and what else? Reasoning. Okay, the way we think, and so on. Okay, so when we talk about AI, so AI is an umbrella that cover machine learning, because machine learning is a program that we develop to learn the data. So learning is process in machine learning. So for that reason, machine learning is a subset of AI, because in general, AI is a science to develop a system to make human intelligent. So we can say that machine learning is a subset of AI. And we are in the computer science, but some people in business, they use machine learning also. So we call it business intelligence. So this is a technology-driven process for analyzing data and presenting actionable information to help in decision making. So this is in economy, in financial sector, they call it business intelligence, but basically they are the same. Okay? And we also have this knowledge discovery. So the business intelligence just now apply the data mining. Okay, and we also have this knowledge discovery. So when we look at the whole process of data mining, basically data mining is one part of the process that we have in knowledge discovery, because knowledge discovery refer to the science of finding pattern within set of data, and data mining is part of the knowledge discovery process. So it's like knowledge discovery is the big thing, and inside the knowledge discovery we use data mining to extract the frequent pattern by using machine learning. Okay, so if we zoom into the knowledge discovery, we will have this. So I call it data mining is part of the knowledge discovery process. So basically what does this one means is that, okay, before we do anything, we have to look at the objective of your task. What is trying to get? What are the objective of your project? Okay, so we need to know the business understanding. Okay, once you know what you're trying to get, or what you're trying to achieve, or what you're trying to find out, then you look at what data that you should be capturing, and then you will try capture them. So you will be discussing about, okay, do you need this kind of data? How do you collect them? You need to go there and interview the people, or you get them from sensor. So you need to understand the basic data process. So we look at the collection. How do we describe the data? How do we explore the data? Then how do we verify the data quality? Okay. So once we capture the data based on what we want to achieve here, then we will start to do the cleaning, because sometimes we have incomplete data acquisition. Okay, data capturing is not complete. Okay, so we need to do some data cleaning. Okay, so we select the data, we clean the data. Sometimes we construct the feature. Sometimes we combine the features. Okay, so we can say that 80% of our work is here. We need to understand the data. We need to clean the data. So once we know the characteristic of our data, then we can apply the modeling here. So this is the data modeling or the data mining process. So we apply the machine learning in order to perform data modeling. So for us to apply the machine learning, we have to go back here. What is the basic objective of our task? Are we going to perform forecasting, or are we going to perform classification, or are we going to perform segmentation, and many more? So it goes back to our business objective, project objective. So once we know what is the goal, then easy for us to apply which machine learning we want to apply. So 20% of the work will be done here. So whatever method we apply here, then we will evaluate them, how effective and how accurate they are. So we will perform evaluation here. So if we are not satisfied, then we have to go back here and look back at the objective and then look at our data and so on. So this is a cycle. But if we satisfy with the result, then we can deploy our application. So the whole process is called knowledge discovery. And we know that one part of the process here is called data modeling or the data mining, which is machine learning. Okay, so that is the whole picture of knowledge discovery. Okay, so what is big data? So everybody is talking about big data. Okay, so in this course, we define big data as the 5V. Or no, normally they have 4V lah. So we have volume. Okay, huge amount of data. If you have high volume of data, so they are considered as big data. We also have velocity, a high speed of accumulation of data. Every day we have posting in social media. Every day we have data from sensor. So all of those coming in a high speed. So we call it velocity. So all the data with high velocity will be also considered as big data. We also have variety here. So big data can be described as variety in which we have various formats. So we have text, we have numerical, we have audio, we have images, we have video, and many more. Okay? And also we have the veracity. So veracity referring to how valid is the data that you're getting. So for example, if you want to change your money, the currency, so you have to look at the currency rate based on today. So meaning that today only your data will be valid. Tomorrow will be no longer valid because you need to get new currency rate. So that is referring to big data also. We also have value. Because when we collect the data, we spend money, we spend time, we spend human resource. So all of this will be a big cost to us. So all the data that we collected will incur high cost. So all the data yang that we acquire and we spend more money, and what we call big data. Okay, so on this 5B, so we can describe big data based on volume, based on variety, based on the velocity, value, and also the veracity. So that's how we define big data. Okay, so when we talk about big data versus machine learning, so of course big data ni they are separate from machine learning. So we have our data here, and we also have the method of machine learning, and also we have the domain. Okay, so the domain could be from agriculture, education, health, and many more. So if we combine these three, we have the data, we have the machine learning, and also we have the domain. So we can create an API that propose intelligent features. For example, we can perform predictive analytics, for example, in agriculture. So depending on the data of the soil, the weather, we can use machine learning to forecast the paddy yield. Okay, how much paddy can you produce in a year? Okay, so that is predictive analytics. We could also produce intelligent search. So those who have taken information retrieval last semester, so you are quite familiar with this, in which we perform searching based on the similarity of the query and also the text that we have. We have the bots. Okay, they answer the question that we posted, and based on the similarity of the question posted by the user and also in the question bank. Okay, and also we have this recommendation engine. So this is in more on the commercialized sector, in which we recommend product or item based on the history of the purchase history. So with big data, we need machine learning in order to produce some application or to improve certain process in our uh, agriculture or in education or in health. Okay, so just now I mentioned about the AI. So machine learning is a subset of AI. So these are some of the intelligence that try to mimic or try to imitate human intelligence, like perform the reasoning, speech, natural language processing, planning, and we have some more like vision, computer vision, and many more. Okay, so these are some of the intelligence that we have. Okay, and under the machine learning, we have supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforced learning, and deep learning. So we will learn all this 1, 2, 3, and not this one, because this one have a specific cost for that one, and it takes longer time. So even supervised, unsupervised, and deep learning, they have many methods that we need to learn. So this is another description of AI and MI. So ML. So the machine learning is a subset of AI. So in which they are used in big data, and also used for data analysis, and deep learning is part of the machine learning that could be applied for that or to perform data analysis. Okay, so deep learning is considered as the most common technique used for image classification or in performing forecasting, because they have high accuracy. Okay? So of course, neural network is designed based on the brain function. Try to imitate how we perform the reasoning based on the neuron, based on the synapses. So we will learn all those in deep learning later on. Some of the top application of machine learning, we can perform spam classification or spam identification. We can perform customer segmentation. Then we can promote products based on the group. We can also forecast the demand of certain product. We can perform sentiment analysis. The sentiment analysis is just trying to analyze the sentiment of certain sentence, or try to gauge the public sentiment about certain issue. We could also perform image and video recognition, so face recognition, and many more. We could also recommend product based on the purchase history. We can also detect fraudulent transaction, okay, based on abnormal transaction that we have. And also we could also have the virtual personal assistant. So this is personalized assistant based on your daily activities. Okay, so now we go back to the type of machine learning that we have. So we have the supervised learning. So this is forecasting, and this is classification. Okay, this is clustering, and this is the market basket analysis. We also have the semi-supervised here. Okay, the semi-supervised is in between semi and unsupervised. Okay, later on we will learn what is the difference between supervised and unsupervised. So semi-supervised, in which we have a mix of label and non-label sample we need to learn. So we can perform text classification and also land finding on GPS data. So this is more on finding the land using the GPS data that we have. And this one is the reinforced learning. So they learn, they incrementally learning all the details once they have finished one stage. So they keep learning every time you learn them. So this is what I mentioned just now. We have classification. This is supervised. Regression also is supervised because they have label. Okay, they have the class. So the machine learning will learn the label and also the class, so that they can perform classification and regression. To compare with unsupervised, they do not have any label, they do not have any class. So what we can do is we can perform segmentation or clustering. We group them based on their characteristic, based on their features. We can also perform association, in which this is what we call the market basket analysis. And reinforced learning, we will not cover this. So here we are trying to differentiate between the supervised and unsupervised learning. So for the supervised learning, we have the training data. So we train the machine learning. Okay? So what they learn is they learn why certain sample is labeled in such that way, or why that label belong to certain class. Okay, so they look at this label or class. So once they are able to learn them or have trained them, so given a new input here, they try to predict what is the class the new input has. So this is you already trained them. So always remember that in a supervised machine learning, we perform classification or regression. Okay? For unsupervised, we perform clustering or segmentation or market basket analysis. We will learn that one later on. So this is just to differentiate between supervised and unsupervised learning. This is some of the example. This is the credit scoring. So try to differentiate between the negative and positive. So over here we have the all we approve the loan because they have high income and high saving, low risk. Over here we do not approve the credit because they have either they have low income or they have low saving. So the machine learning that we have should be able to draw this line to separate the positive and negative. How they split the line, later on we will study that one. And these are some of the example. The photo taken from the Japan Advanced Science, no, Japan Advanced Institute of Science and Technology in Japan. So I work with this professor. They are looking at how do they build a robot in order to assist the any people. So what you need to do is you just ask a question. So when I ask a question, the robot cannot answer because they only understand Japanese. Okay? So some other application like pattern recognition, handwriting style, medical diagnosis, metric recognition like face, fingerprint, and also looking at the outlier or mobility detection. Okay, so these are sample of classification application. Okay, so when we're dealing with numerical value, so we talk about regression. For example, here we are looking at mileage and also the price. We will try to draw a line, or we try to learn the data by drawing a line that will minimize the difference between the actual one and also the predicted one. So we want to minimize the differences here. So this is the linear line that we have. Okay, so they will try to adjust the line so that it will minimize the residual between the actual and also the predicted one. So we will also study regression. So we have classification and regression are supervised. Next, we will have the unsupervised. Okay, the unsupervised, we do not have any label. So what happens is that you have the data, but you do not have any target variable. You do not have any classes. You do not have any label. So you feed into the machine learning. Okay, so what they will do, they will do the grouping or the clustering. Okay, so they will have this. So if you have a new data here, so they will just put you in the same cluster where you have similar characteristic with that particular cluster. So basically, they are just looking at the similarity and the differences between your data and the data in the cluster. So we will learn this one also, unsupervised machine learning. Okay. So to differentiate between supervised and unsupervised, supervised you have the label for you to do the correction. For the unsupervised, you just group them into cluster. So no need to learn. You just perform the segmentation. So always remember this. For supervised, we have regression and also classification. And unsupervised, we have clustering. Satu lagi lah, association. So this is normally used in market basket analysis. Any question?
No question yet.
Okay, this diagram show you the group of method that we have. So we will learn some of the basic of artificial neural network. We will learn about the unsupervised. So basically, we are looking at the clustering. We also learn about the classification and regression. And we also have learned about the ensemble. The ensemble is just a combination of more than one classifier. So all of this we will learn in this course, except this one. And if you look at the Microsoft, they're also focusing on the same thing, but they divide your classification into binary classification and also multi-class classification. Okay? And they have the clustering here, they have the regression here, and also the anomaly detection. So these are the 5 areas that focused by Microsoft. And this one also, if you look at the diagram here, we have the classification, we have the clustering, we have the regression, and also the dimensionality reduction. So this is another way on how we can use machine learning. So we are looking at the CA, we are looking at the kernel approximation, okay, but we will not learn more about this. So we will focus more on these 3. So another diagram. So if you look at that one, okay, we have all this is classification. This is classification, okay, and we have regression here, we have clustering here, and we have the neural network here. Then we have the ensemble, okay, and also we have the deep learning. Okay? So if you look at in most diagram, they're focusing on classification, they're focusing on regression, clustering, and also they have special topic for deep learning. Because deep learning ni or neural network, we can perform both the classification and regression itself, but have a special branch because deep learning are well known with high accuracy. So that's why you have so many options here. You have the backpropagation, the multi-layer perceptron, and many more. Okay, so this is just to give you an overview of project we have done so far. So this is the project that we initiated to estimate the weight of the cattle because we want to have a feeding program that maximize the weight. But to put them into the weighting scale so stressful because we have to queue them up. Sometimes they feel stressed. Takes a few minutes to put them on the scale machine. So we were thinking, what if we just turn the images given the weight? Okay, so next time we take image only, side and top, then we can estimate the weight. So for this one, we get the Canadian Special and Gold Awards in 2021. We also have this one in which we can predict the health of the beef cattle based on the movement, based on the weight, also based on the feeding program that we have. So this one we got the Canadian Gold and also Inventor Circle Special Award in last year. Okay, this is our current project at the moment. We are looking at how do we estimate the high carbon stock. So high carbon stock looking at the forest, looking at the plantation, how much carbon that they can keep in order to sustain the development. So we use the deep learning based on the hyperspectral images that we capture from drone. So this one we only get silver. We also get the special award last year. Okay. This one we completed the project in which we looking at how do we look at the health of the paddy based on the color that we get from the hyperspectral images also. So looking at the different color from the hyperspectral images, we could estimate the health of the body. So this one we got a gold and special award in 2021. And lastly, this is our long project. We use the deep learning architecture in order to learn the recognition. So this one we got so many awards lah. In Germany, gold award, and also in Canada, in KL, and so on. So this one we work with cybersecurity. So all the project that we're dealing with are all dealing with images, big data lah. Okay, challenges. The challenges of applying machine learning is that even if you know, then your boss will not aware of that. So the big problem is the top management do not have any awareness about the importance of the cost or the knowledge of having to know how to use machine learning. Okay? And at the same time also we have island of system, non-integrated system in which very difficult for us to integrate all the data that we have, especially in the state government. Also, we lack of support. Nobody want to share the data. Okay, no open data. Now they are promoting this for the application development. Okay, and also poor data capturing because we do not understand what is the actual target that we want to achieve. So we keep capturing all those data. Some are missing data, some are incomplete data. So we cannot perform data modeling if we have data capturing and storage. And lastly is this your mission is to fulfill this one lack of local expertise in data science. So those who register for this course, only 4 of you will have a bright future. I can guarantee you that, but you need to be very skillful in terms of applying those tools. You need to master all the skill that you are required to master in this course. Okay? And that's it for right. I hope this one will give you an overview of machine learning and data mining, what to expect. So the keyword here for tonight is that you need to learn classification, you need to learn regression, you need to learn clustering. And on top of that, will be a special topic on deep learning. Okay? So these are the 4 areas that you will be covering, and you also learn how to use them using R. So more practical. So any question?